Hey, everybody, it is time once again for Olympia TV. I am your host, Bob Ciccarello, or as we're referred to today, Bob Stradamus, because today is You Pick'em Day. That's right. Everybody's going to be putting in their picks for who's going to win the Arnold coming up, and who better to have on display but a couple of pros in attendance. A lovely Camile Periat, of course. Camile, how are we doing?
Hi, everybody. I'm great. How are you, Bob?
I am doing very well in my tank top attire. That's right, folks. You can see the big guns are ablazing and ready to go, but not as big as Wendy Fortino, IFBB superstar in the house. What's up, Wendy?
What's up? I'm excited.
Man. Well, just because we had to make it even, Terrick's getting his situation figured out over there with his microphone. But the one, the only, he goes by the legend, and we still can't figure out where the Sultan of Symmetry came from. But he is Flex Wheeler, my old friend. What's up?
What does Sultan of Symmetry mean? I never looked it up. What the hell does that mean?
We gotta get. I think I gotta believe Lonnie Teeper came up with that. He was the resident guy for nicknames. You're lucky you didn't get Flexzilla. Okay, so just be lucky with that one.
Nah, Quadzilla had that. Rest in peace, Paul.
The Sultan of Symmetry. You know what though? It's unique and people know it, man. So you got to wear it, bro.
Definitely. Where is Lonnie? Anybody hear from him anymore?
He's still in California. He's still teaching, I think, and doing his thing. He's kind of slipped into retirement when it comes to hosting duties and such. But what a great and storied career he had. Writer for Iron Man magazine for many years. Of course, emceed the many events across the globe. Most notably the Arnold, of course, for years. I find myself in that position now, and of course, I will be on stage in just a few days. History will be made, people, because the Arnold Classic is upon us once again. This is going to be an interesting one. So we've got Terrick back. We're going to hopefully see. So far, everything he said has been so nice. He says it twice. So let's see what's going on. Terrick, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Do we still have echo?
Oh boy,
a little bit, but we'll make do.
A little bit, but yeah, we might be able to make do. But we're just going to kind of get into the starting lineups here at this Arnold Classic. There's not a lot of divisions. Not all the divisions are represented, so it's kind of a short and concise. Looks like about a top 10 at best for each category. Some people say that's not the worst thing. If you were attended the Olympia this past year, where we had a record 405 athletes grace the stage. So talk about the pendulum swinging one way to the other. But let's get Terrick in here to see if that thing's working right yet. Any luck, buddy?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Oh,
yes.
So far, that was good. Now, just don't say things twice, because then we're going to think you're echoing.
So I'm right now. Camille was just talking about her audio, and I purchased this Joe Rogan mic.
That's what I have.
Piece of junk.
So I could have a really nice mic, and it turns out that I'm actually using
sucks.
the mic.
Yeah, I got one too. It sucks.
from my computer. But anyway, thank you so much, Bob, for leading the charge. How about you lead the charge and start asking these? We'll start with Flex, since he was talking trash about me. Flex, well, Bob, why don't you ask Flex top 3 at the Open Olympia? Let me see the list here at the Open Arnold, and let's make sure he loses lots of followers and friends on this live.
Flex ain't losing nobody, brother. That's because he is still regarded as the all-time winningest Arnold Classic champ. Flex, the big question everybody wants to know is, since the expansion of the Arnold, does anybody actually count other Arnold victories other than Columbus?
Being that you asked that question, you already know.
Well, listen, this is interesting, because for a lot of new people, for many years, the Arnold was one show. That was in Columbus, Ohio. Second most prestigious show, of course, right there with the Olympia all the years. And Flex amassed 4 of those titles, which stood for many years until
Dexter
Jackson came along. Now, listen, Dexter, God bless him, retired just recently, the winningest bodybuilder of all time. He's got
incredible
every accolade you can possibly think of, including an Olympia victory over Jay. But Dexter was the first one to point out he only considered victories in Columbus as actual Arnold victories.
Really? Because every time he's talking to me, I got 9. I'm like, get out of here. But you know what, Terrick, I'm going to call you to the carpet, because you always ask everybody, and then you use this poor excuse like, oh, no, I'm judging. BS. BS. Because we got another judge over here that you always ask. So we're going to go with you first, Terrick. Who do you have as a
I
top three?
can flex. I'll be judging. I get fired if I say anything. Yeah. I mean, I lose
You're not
all
allowed
my.
to have an opinion?
No, I don't have an opinion. I love everybody.
Yeah,
And everybody hates me with the exception of the winning person every single show. Camille knows that. Everybody loves you at check-ins and only one person likes you after the show.
I'm going to stick to my guns, especially because all of us were absolutely wrong about the Olympia last year except Bobino there.
Thank you.
I'm going to stick to my guns. I need to see everybody just 5 seconds on stage and then I can make my decision. Because now, hey, I'm going to stick to my guns. Because now, you know, people are able to put up photos and stuff like we couldn't do back then. And how many times have a person put up photos and didn't look that good or look better? So I can't, what do I have to go off of?
Most.
Right? Absolutely nothing.
Everyone. My biggest pet peeve right now, Camille knows this.
Let me ask you girls a question. Do you think it's a problem? I've actually brought this up in a prior Olympia TV. We did it quite some time back now, but do you girls think it's a problem that a lot of the athletes, not just in men's open, but many of the categories, will put up pictures, but they're all filtered and, you know, listen, they're the best possible pictures they can get and they tweak them and all that. Does it send a false message to the judges, though, as to what you're going to look like on stage? Wendy?
Actually, I'm going to follow up with a question. I want to know, because as an athlete, this frustrates me more than anything. You have no idea. I always worried that the judges are going to see the athletes' filtered photos. And then when I go toe-to-toe with the athletes, they're going to have this image in their mind of what they look like and that it will alter the way that they judge. And I always stress out about that. You know what I mean? Because I talk about this to Camille all the time, but it's becoming rampant in our sport. I mean, I'm a makeup artist too, so it's in the makeup world too, where people will do like filtered photos and then they get credit for their makeup work. Same thing with, I mean, it's in every single thing in the world right now, but especially in bodybuilding, I feel like almost everybody's doing it. So I as an athlete, it's really frustrating. I think it goes both ways. I think that athletes, they maybe have a false sense of how good they are. And then I worry as an athlete that judges might, you know, misjudge them because they have an idea in their mind of what they think they look like.
Well, Wendy, let me go ahead, Camille.
I was going to say, I think it can also, that's from a fellow competitor standpoint, but also for the athlete that's altering their pictures, it's going to backfire on them. How many times have we seen athletes, you know, showing up to like the Olympia and we're expecting a certain physique and we're disappointed? I'm not going to name names, but I think it can backfire and it can disappoint the judges as well.
Well, here's the thing. This filter thing, correct me if I'm wrong, is a feature on Instagram. And if you want to put a filter on it, like you can pick the filter of a cartoon like Frozen, you know, so you can have the little... I don't think anybody...
That's like so 2015.
Terrick, what we're seeing now are people can actually shrink their waistline. They can enhance their shoulders. You can see girls that like fully like enlarge their butt. So it's beyond just filters to maybe make you look a little harder, but you can fully change your dimensions.
Yeah. Maybe I'm gonna sound a little bit too conservative, but I think that if you're over 10 years old, you should not use a filter. Okay, this stuff is for kids.
But let me say this.
Filter, okay.
Let me say this.
If I see a grown ass man, okay, using a filter, I will tell him to his face. Shame on you, dude. Shame on you. A woman that is 35 years old that's putting a filter on her face, get a hold of yourself. Just be who you are.
Before you jump in there, Bob, I'm going to say, listen, I've been using a filter for the last 57 years, pretending to be a black guy.
Flex Wheeler out of this live right now.
That's a whole different kind of filter. But listen, let me stick up. Let me speak because Terrick really can't say anything because he is a head judge and he's going to be their judgment. Let me speak for the judges, okay, in this instance. This is not helping you people out there, okay? The judges see your Instagrams and all these filtered pics, just like the rest of us do. When you show up on game day and you don't look like that, you're automatically going to be thinking, I thought this guy was better, or geez, I thought this girl had a smaller waist or whatever. You are not helping yourselves. There is no filter round, okay, on an IFBB Pro League stage. So just say no and stop doing it.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think
Bob,
you should always under promise and over deliver. So
Totally.
I honestly never got it why people would lie about their weight on size on stage. I don't get it, because you say that you're 10 or 15 pounds heavier, and then we look at you like, really? So I don't get it. It's, I won't go too into this, but it's like almost lying to a girl you're trying to date about your game and how great it is. She's gonna find out.
well,
We always do.
The history of our sport has been about, you become this superior, version of yourself through exercise. So can you imagine Linda Murray putting a filter? Can you imagine Dorian Yates, after a workout at Temple Gym, hitting a selfie with a filter? This is ridiculous. We're not pageantry. We are athletes. We are competitors. We don't care about those things, because those things are not who we are. You train your biceps, and that goes back to all these injections, some of these guys, they want to compete. They don't even have a gym membership. Okay. They do Photoshop in the internet, and then they inject something that looks like they got stung by a bee, and you call yourself a bodybuilder? You're not a bodybuilder. Okay.
I'm just gonna say, I just came back from my facial and I got some injections. But listen, it's a double. I'm just being honest. I'm actually going to put a video about me getting work done on my face. Hey, I'm old, but anyway, I think it's a double-edged sword. The best filter that we have, that only should matter, is going in the gym and getting it done. That's the best filter you have. By altering your body, go in there and put that work down.
Well, let me close this out with one more point to be made, people. When you're using these filters, you're projecting something that you aren't. Any competition you go to, okay, there's two things going on. Even though it's not right, all right, you're getting compared against the other competitors, that's a given. And even though it's not really right, you can't help but compare somebody to themselves. The same judges have seen you in many, many shows. So when you show up, even though you're supposed to get judged on who's standing next to you, we all get that. It's human nature to go, I've seen this guy sharper before, or I've seen this girl in better condition. She's been tighter from behind. So you've not only got to try to be better than yourself, but you've also got to be better than the competition standing next to you. If you got a filter out there and you keep putting up these pictures, you can't beat that on stage. You're automatically going to be looked at as off.
Definitely.
It's unacceptable. Bob,
it's rampant.
I have the list of competitors. We're going to leave open bodybuilding. Let's start with men's wheelchair division. You and I in Flex were very close to those guys. We did a live with Harold Kelly, and he said straight up, walking is overrated. You just got to get from point A to point B. Who do you think is the top three? We have Gabriele Andriuli, who's the defending champion, who beat Harold Kelly at the Arnold, and then Harold beat him at the Olympia. We have Harold Kelly, Anand Arnold, who's the guy who took third from Algeria, if I'm not mistaken. Anthony Quadrui, Bradley Betts, he's from Texas, Brian Williams, James Berger, Tim Caldwell, Troy Jones, and Woody Belfort. Woody is from Canada. He does the crazy stuff with the wheelchair.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think is happening here? Give me your top three.
Well,
I'm hungry now. James Burger, that burger.
I know, right?
Man.
let's just order the James Burger at the Burger King earlier. But this is so easy. Listen, Harold Kelly, the King Kong himself, okay, as he goes by, will never lose another show in his lifetime until he retires. Okay, he got the wake up call of a lifetime last year. He's the first one to admit it. He got caught sleeping on the job. He came in half-assed. It's not like him. I've never seen him that far off. He didn't do his homework like normal. He left that door open, and Gabriel came in there and beat him, and he rightfully beat him. Harold didn't take anything away from him. He didn't think he should have won the show. He said, I will never go into another show distracted again and not doing my homework. And I believe that's exactly what you're going to see. The all-time winningest bodybuilder in wheelchair will continue. He will go in here I don't want to say unopposed. He's got some competition, but Harold at 100%, nobody's even touching him. And then you're going to see a couple of the usual suspects. I just did see earlier before we went on the air, 2 of the athletes have actually dropped out. One due to some visa issues and couldn't get his travel in order, I guess, in some manner. And I didn't see the other one. I hope it's not Gabriel, because that would be a nice rematch of these two guys. But there are 2, so I think they're down to 8 right now that will be competing.
Okay, Flex, is Harold Kelly regaining his Arnold Classic title or going to be
100%? I'm sorry, buddy. I 100% agree with Bob. I don't think he'll ever lose a show again. Obviously he was a little bit off, but the amount of muscle that he carries on his frame, it's unmatched. It's unmatched. And when he brings that in condition, I don't think he'll ever lose a show again. I agree.
Perfect. Let's have Camile Periat, who already has some beef with Maureen Blanquisco. Let's see if she has. She said straight up on the live, man, I couldn't believe it. She said, "Hey, girlfriend, I don't care. I don't care you won the Olympia. I believe you only have 50% chance." I was a little awkward on the live. I got a little red, but hey, all the power to you, Camille. You can say that to the girl's face. Anyway, Camille, Ariel Kadar, young competitor, Arnold Classic champion, but placed 3rd at the Olympia. Oksana is coming back. Jacqueline Baker, she took 2nd. I loved her presentation. She's there. Allison Kramer, Michelle, Mina, Tamara Vaughn, Tara Plum, Tiffany Chandler, and Christine Pope. In your opinion, Camille, who's winning this?
We're talking fitness, right?
Yeah.
I'm with number 3, Michelle Freda Mensah. Number 2, Ariel Kadar, and number 1, Jocelyn Baker.
Wow.
Oh, very interesting. Very
Wow.
interesting. So you think Jacqueline Baker beats Ariel Kadar?
I do.
Okay. Can't wait to bring Ariel Kadar here if she wins. Put
Terrick, you're
her
such
right
an
next to you.
starter.
Hang on,
Okay.
Terrick. Did you say Oksana Grishina was in the show?
Yeah, that's what I just
Correct.
was.
Yeah.
And
Camille
you don't have her in the
completely
top.
Disregarded
Wait,
her.
she wasn't.
Camille
She's not on the
completely
list.
disregarded her.
Camille,
That's
you don't
fine.
have her in the
Oh, wait.
top 3?
Hey,
I don't
hey,
even
she
have her
can't
on-
go back now, Bob. People
not-
getting
she's
trouble
not
on
on the
this
list.
show. We allow
She's
them
not
to
on
get
the.
in
She's not on
trouble.
the roster. She's not on the
Okay.
roster.
She's not on the
Okay.
roster.
Is she on or isn't she?
Yeah, is she on or isn't she?
Is she
not
is
on
or
the-
is she ain't?
Is she or is she not? Because she's not on my roster.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, assuming she is on the roster, how does that juggle up your top 3?
I muted her because I didn't want her to retire.
Look, damn, you're ruthless, dude. Jeez.
Let's go with the hypothetical, Camille. If Oksana is in the show, where do you have her?
Oksana absolutely winning the show if she's there. But
Okay.
I didn't see her on the roster for this year's. And maybe she's not competing anymore in the
I don't know.
Classic.
I don't know. Maybe we can get somebody to clarify in our comment section.
I
yeah.
just downloaded off their website to get the latest version of the list.
Well, just to update people, so Oksana was actually at the Olympia, and when I saw her at the check-in, she was limping. And I asked her straight out, I'm like, are you okay? And she says, no, I kind of, I hurt I don't know if it was her foot or her ankle or something or other.
Because her ankle.
And at the end of the day, she ended up not actually going on stage, which I think was a smart move because I do believe she does intend on competing again. Now that was December at the Olympia, so you've only had the rest of December, which is only a few weeks, January and February, so which is short. So I don't know if that's been enough time. Again, we've heard speculation she might be in, she might not be in. So either way, but yeah, you always got to give her consideration, of course, as a prior Olympia champ.
If she's there, absolutely Oksana, hands down. If
I
she's there.
agree.
Okay, Wendy Fortino. So if she's there, Camille believes Oksana wins the Arnold, Jacqueline Baker in 2nd, Ariel Kadar in 3rd. If Oksana is not there, Camille Periat has Jacqueline Baker winning. She has Ariel Kadar in 2nd and Michelle in 3rd. Now is your time to make some enemies, Wendy Fortino?
Well, first of all, let me just say that these are really strong competitors. And
Oh, Wendy, come on!
I have to start with
Wendy's the nice one.
No, listen, I have to start with this. Here's why, okay? To be fair to Camille, Jacqueline did beat Ariel in the Olympia. So the thing about that, though, is Ariel had some mistakes and some flubs in her routine. And she, you know, if we see an Ariel that we saw last year at the Arnold, she is, I think, the most potent competitor in the entire lineup. I think, you know, we don't have Missy in the lineup. Ariel, she has got the most skill set. She has the highest level skill set. She has the most power. And if she comes in with the conditioning that I know she can, I think she's the most potent competitor, okay? Oksana, she's a wild card because if she does come in the way that we've seen her before, she can definitely challenge Ariel, but we have to see Oksana at her absolute best because when she's at her best, she's like Cirque du Soleil stuff, you know. I mean, it's like a show all in of itself. So it really depends on what we see. Now, Jacqueline is also a little bit of a wild card for first place because she did place second at the Olympia. Okay, so she's already set the precedent that she's beat Ariel, but we also didn't see Ariel nail her routine at the Olympia. So I am kind of like, I'm like between the three of them. I'm like either one of those three could be first, but if everyone is at their absolute best, we see everyone at their best, I'm going Ariel, Jacqueline, Oksana.
Okay,
and then if Oksana's not there, then Tamara, I think will come in third.
Okay, we just have Jennifer Dory. She joined.
What's up, Dory?
She joined our live. We also have. I'm not quite sure about this guy. Do you know this guy, Christopher?
Is he kin to Cormier? Who is
Christopher Cormier?
Is that one of Chris's unclaimed kids?
Yes.
Right, they love us. They love us no matter what, right, Camille?
Yeah. No, things are gonna get complicated since Jennifer Dory is right here with us, and all of us. You know, let's get a little bit awkward here. And I'll finish with you, Camille. Actually, I'll start with you, Camille, because you are very defensive. You pretty much told Maureen Blanquisco, hey, I really don't care about you winning the Olympia. I think Jennifer Dory has 50% chance of winning. You sticking with that? Your girl, Jennifer Dory, winning the show?
All right. It's my turn to talk about bikini a little bit. I'm going to talk about bikini a little bit. I think that this year's first place is going to go to Jennifer Dory because she looks really good. It was really close. I think she's made some changes to maybe the judges that were like on the fence about it last time. Maybe this is her time to say, this is my crown, I'm keeping it. I personally think it's going to go to Jen. Maureen's going to come in second. Maureen looks great. I think she actually looks a little bit better than she did at Olympia, but it's going to be close. Third, I have Ashley. She just is consistent. And these are my two wild cards in fourth and fifth. And this is what might tick some people off. I actually have fourth and fifth tied between Loralee Chapados and Romina Basualdo. Now, Romina has, I think, the most similar physique to Maureen out of all the top 5 competitors as far as their conditioning. Romina also can get that, like those soft lines, but still looking tight. And she has extremely full glutes. And Romina, this is the best Romina's looked to me in a very long time. So I think the fourth and fifth can be close between Loralee and Romina. I think Loralee took a lot of feedback from Olympia that she was too hard. And she looks different than she normally does coming into a show. Now this could be blowing everybody by the water and she could come in and completely steal the whole show. But that's my top 5 for bikini.
Wendy, on one of the episodes of FemFlex Friday, when Whitney Jones was asking about the bikini decision, I could just see your facial expression. You even adjusted yourself on the sofa like, oh, I want to hear this one here. So, Wendy.
Yes, Terrick.
At the Olympia, did you have Jennifer Dory beating Maureen?
I have to be totally honest, right? Gosh, God, it's so hard. They're so different.
Be honest.
I have to be honest. Okay, I'm a huge fan of Jen Dory's physique. I think that it flows and it is like so perfect for the bikini division. I think she is flawless. I mean, I just, when I see the two of them next to each other, they have such different physiques and they're such beautiful women in their own right. And it's so hard, you know, because they are both so beautiful, but it's a totally different physique. The thing about Maureen, and I agree with Camille, that Romina and Maureen have the most similar physiques to each other. You know, they both nail the softness and the hardness that I think only they can do genetically. You know, and I think a lot of girls who chase that might not land the right spot. Jen Dory is, I don't know, she's just such a queen in that division right now. She just, to me, I thought that she was definitely going to win after prejudging. So it was kind of a shock to me when she didn't. I think even Maureen was shocked. She said she was shocked. You know, she was expecting Jen to win. I was so happy for her, though. Yeah, I mean, there's a couple wild cards in here. I mean, we have Elisa Fatchen. I don't know how to say her name. She just won the Orchid Pro, right?
Yep.
Yes, yes.
She has the symmetry and the shape of the bikini competitors. I'm not sure if she's going to challenge the top 3, but she could round into the top 5 potentially. But between Jen Dory, Laura Lee, Maureen, Ashley, and Romina, those are the most dominant competitors in this lineup.
So basically, you said I picked Jennifer Dory to win the Olympia. Do you think Jennifer Dory is going to win the Arnold? And if she is going to win the Arnold and you don't like Maureen, where do you think Maureen is going to finish?
I love Maureen. Okay, I love her look. Don't put words in my mouth. I do think Jen is going to win. I do. I think she's just coming in strong. And I think anytime you get defeated, I've had a chance to talk to her several times. I did an interview with her on the Monica Brandt show. She has a mindset of a champion. She came off of that second place with the right mindset and she made all the changes she needed to make. And so I think she's going to be a dominant force to be reckoned with. And then I think that I think Laura Lee, she just won last year. I mean, we don't talk about her enough, I feel like. So I'm really interested to see if she challenges Jen Dory more than anyone. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, it's interesting. You see here their physique here, right? And they're going to be battling each other. Let me just press a play here so we can take a second look at this wonderful lineup right here. Well, you can see Laura Lee is a little bit too depleted right off the bat. It's not her best, and I think she knew it.
Right.
And Romina is right there next to Maureen, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you see they put Jennifer Dory next to Maureen.
Yeah, she has it. She just has it. Yeah, Maureen looks so good though too. Gosh, they're all so good. It's so crazy. They're so perfect, all of them.
Okay, so I'm sorry, did I miss that? You have Jennifer Dory winning the Arnold. Who's in second?
If Laura Lee comes in a little bit fuller, I think Laura Lee could slide into second, to be honest.
And who's in third?
In third, I think Maureen. I think fourth is Ashley. And I think fifth is Romina.
Well, Bob, wow, they really don't like Maureen. Camille and Wendy really don't like Maureen.
What? That's not true.
I'm surprised. Bob, when was the last time that someone predicted an Olympia champion to fall to third at the Arnold? Do you remember that?
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often, but listen.
They really must not like her.
The bottom line is this.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Let your resident bikini expert here tell you exactly what's going to go on, okay? You have almost the identical lineup that you had at the Olympia, and the results are going to be pretty much the same. It's very, very difficult to beat an incumbent Olympia champion, especially coming back around to the Arnold. So don't expect anything different there. Easy call to me, with all due respect to last year's champ, Laura Lee, and I love Laura Lee. But it's pretty much going to be the Olympia all over again. You're going to see Maureen
All right, so Bob,
Wow.
you don't like Jennifer Dory. Flex
Love Jennifer
Wheeler.
Dory, but she just lost to Maureen at the Olympia, and I don't see if these two come in the same, you're going to go with the champ.
Well, okay, so you feel like you're not going to announce Jennifer Dory's name as the winner, correct?
To be fair, you don't cyber stalk them like me and Camille do.
No,
Okay.
listen, I don't stalk anybody, which is probably a good thing. But like I said, listen, these girls are all tremendous. And again, very, very small deviations in what they can change. It's very much body type and style and all that. Maureen Blanquisco is perfect when it comes to what bikini represents. And she nailed it. I think one of the girls, probably both of you said this. She actually hit it right in the center. Wasn't too soft, wasn't too hard. That's where some of the other girls have a difficult time, most notably Laura Lee, who we've seen go anywhere from in the winner's circle to as low as a fifth place finish because she just can't seem to find that balance. But again, people, you got to remember something. The Olympia was not that long ago. It was middle of December. We are literally, 8-10 weeks away? Maureen Blanquisco for the win.
Okay, Flex Wheeler, I know you are not going to hesitate. You've lost plenty of followers this year. Let's lose some more.
Yep, I'll be brutally honest. I can't judge them. I don't even know what to look at. And what I look at probably isn't what you're judging on. So I just, I mean, when they turn around and walk away, I'm like, do I supposed to look or do I look down the other way?
Look away.
I don't know. So lose some followers. I don't care. I have no idea.
Terrick, the only thing Flex agrees with is that bikini shows are one from the back. Okay.
Absolutely.
And the other thing is they
That's true.
get to have soft glutes and win. I mean, that was always my problem. I should be like a 30-time champion, with my kadonka I had back there.
Yes. Well, it will be interesting. Jennifer Dory and Maureen Blanquisco. This could be a rivalry for years to come. Now you have Ashley Cole-Wasser, you have Laura Lee Chapados, and you also. Hey, listen, it was just a few years ago. Maureen Blanquisco was not even on the map. She wasn't on the top 5, and then she comes in and wins the Olympia. So you never know. Some of these girls, like Camille said, Romina, they can surprise and show up. But I think we made some enemies here. We lost some followers. It's time for us to move to another division where things can get even more interesting. Oh man, I just finished a live in Brazil, and this got hairy here. Okay, the Brazilians. Well, hold on. We go men and women. Now, the Brazilians do not like Aaron Banks, Bob. They do not like Aaron Banks. They do not like Aaron Banks' shoulders. Diogo Montenegro said on a live, hey, my shoulders have striations. His shoulders are a little bit too, how can I say? Well, whatever inflated. He said his shoulders are a little bit smooth. They don't like each other. Bob Ciccarillo, as Jeremiah said here, Jeremiah Hall, one of our best fans here. Bob, you tell it like it is. Talk to me about men's physique. Who wins? Give me your top 3.
Well, you probably just mentioned 2 of them. The other name I'm going to throw in there was Emmanuel
Hunter.
Was it Hunter, right? I believe was runner-up last year.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
Yeah.
So Aaron, Emmanuel, and Diogo, probably your top 3. Now these guys they're very difficult. And once again, I'm going to say the same thing I just said for Bikini. Very difficult to beat an incumbent champ. Aaron Banks was just named as a current Olympia champ. And again, it wasn't that long ago. So, but he's going to have to nail it because those other 2 guys are very, very consistent. They come in. Neither one of those guys really comes in off ever. And they do have 3 diametrical different physiques. Aaron's got that incredible height and he's got the width. He's got a beautiful X-frame. The other guys bring their own brand to it. But Aaron's going to be very difficult to unseat from that Olympia perch. And look for him to be the Arnold Classic champ.
who do you have in second place? Brandon is not doing the show.
It's kind of, I mean, I think it's open between Emmanuel and Diogo. I mean, and either one of those I could put there. It literally depends on who nails it. Diogo is very well put together. This guy is he's one of those guys that his name doesn't get tossed around a lot, but it would not surprise me if he came in and really pushed Aaron for that title.
Oh, okay. The Brazilians are going to like you for that comment. We see here Aaron Banks in the center. He's your Fresno boy, Flex. We see Brandon Hendrickson, Chiron, Corey Morris, Ali Bilal right here to the end. So we have Aaron Banks right here, Charjo Grant, number 22,
yeah.
Ryan Terry. And then we got Diogo right here in the corner, great back, and he's going to move in to the center. Flex Wheeler, is your boy from Fresno keeping the title?
Yeah, I believe so. No, I believe so. It has nothing to do with him being from my hometown or anything. But when you have that type of height and that type of width, like you guys said, it's very, very hard to beat. But I do think Diego is going to do well. I have him in second right now.
Very cool. So you see Diogo right here in the end and Aaron Banks right here. Now, ladies, Camile Periat, you judge a lot of men's physique shows with me in California. We see a lot of these men's physique guys. Who do you like, Aaron Banks, Diogo, or somebody else on this lineup?
So I'm going to go with Aaron Banks for number one. I thought he looked really great at Olympia. Like Bob said, it's going to be hard to knock the champ off this podium. So we'll see if that holds true here. I'm going to throw in a total wild card for my second choice. And he's someone that is probably not on your guys' radar for number 3, but Carlos. Carlos, how do you pronounce his name? De Oliveira?
Oh, Kaique, his name, Carlos de Oliveira, Kaique de Oliveira, yes.
Jeez.
So, okay, Kaique. I think Kaique is going to be coming in at second, actually. He has a new coach. He looks full. He looks tight. He looks really, really good. I think he's made a lot of improvements from Olympia. I think he's going to work his way up there. And I think that's going to knock Diogo down to third place. I'm sorry. Yeah, Diogo.
So I'll tell you this. That's a very interesting position because a lot of people believe that Kaique de Oliveira might be the best Brazilian men's physique. He's here in the back, and he just missed his peak. So that's interesting. Good observation. If Diogo ends up beating him, we'll bring him on the live and have him conflict against you. But Wendy Fortino,
Yes.
Aaron Banks, Diogo. Who do you have? We have here Kaique, Ali Bilal, who's here in the corner, Edivan Palmeira. Who do you have winning and who do you have in second?
Well, kind of along the lines of what Bob was saying before, precedence counts for a lot. And Aaron Banks did win. He won the Arnold last year and he won the Olympia. And that wasn't the same case for Bikini. We had Laura Lee win the Arnold, and then we had Maureen win the Olympia. So we have two kind of champs coming in, which kind of, I think that makes it a little bit less of a precedent. But Aaron Banks, he is an extremely dominant player in this fight, I guess you want to call it. And so he's winning all the way for sure. And I think it's going to go pretty much the same as it went last year, where Emmanuel will be second. Diego, is how you say his name?
Diogo, yeah.
Diogo, I think he'll be third. I think they're all such strong competitors, but I do like the height and something about like a tall guy, wide back, big shoulders that just really stands out to me. I think it stands out to the judges too. So I think that we're going to have an identical top 3 from last year.
Not
Very
only that,
nice.
Aaron was on a tear last year, right? He also won the Boston Pro Show. He was killing it last year, and then to come and actually
very
come in
dominant,
as good or better, huh?
Yeah, very dominant.
Yeah, to come in good or better and be able to bring that to the Olympia after I think like 4 back-to-back shows. That's very difficult to do.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Bob, you already answered, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm already on
Okay.
to my Brazilian winners and classic.
Oh, no, hold on. Hold
he's
on.
ahead.
Because before we do classic, we need to have a disclaimer,
Yeah.
but let's go to the wellness. And let's start with Camile Periat. We know that she is not competing. The defending champion is not competing. We have Angela Borges, who placed second last year, third in the Olympia. The Canadian super blonde, Cassandra Gillis, she placed fourth at the Olympia. The Puerto Rican hurricane, Yarishna Ayala. Jaime Fogal placed fifth at the Olympia. Andrea Renko, Gisele Machado, who placed sixth. Sunny Andrew, who won 2 shows. Marissa Andrews and Julia Shitara. Camile Periat, give me your top 2 in this division.
Okay, I have winning the wellness, Cassandra Gillis.
Woo!
And coming in second, I have Rayon Fogal.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Because she got 5th place at Olympia. I think if she could just kind of lay it off her shoulders a little bit since Olympia, she has a very similar structure to the actual champ herself. So I think I have Rayon coming in number 2nd.
Very, very interesting.
I have a quick question, really quick. Is Yarishna on your lineup? Because I don't see her on the website.
I don't have her on mine either.
Oh,
don't
okay.
know.
Well, I just got this list, but I could be wrong. You know,
maybe she's added.
You know, if she's added, does that change anything, or you still don't like her, Camile?
Anything. That doesn't change a thing.
Oh, wow. So you really don't like her. Okay, sounds good. So moving on to Wendy Fortino. Who don't you like, Wendy?
I like all of them. Okay. I do think it's interesting. I didn't realize this, but apparently Marissa Andrews, who took 7th at the Olympia, is sisters with Sunny Andrews, who took 3rd at the Arnold last year. So that's going to be interesting. The sisters duel off. I wonder how it is in their family. But I think two of them are very strong competitors. I also have a twin sister, and we always did different sports because we're both very competitive.
Wow.
Smart.
But But I think, okay, a wild card for me in this lineup is going to be, because some of the top competitors from the Olympia are not in this list, so it's interesting. There's going to be some people that could shake things up here, but there's a competitor, Alexis Adams. I was really impressed with her when I looked at her photos, and I think she's a newer pro, and I'm happy to see her on the list. The last show that I saw her compete in, and even when she got her pro card, she looks like somebody who could, and her posing is great. She has a very impressive look. She has that nice full look that is hard for people to nail. So I don't be surprised if she might kind of creep up there somewhere. But I do think that Rayanne and Cassandra were very impressive at the Olympia. I was really impressed with Rayanne. I thought that she compared with the champion really well. She ended up taking 5th. I think maybe she had too much shoulders. If she brought her shoulders down, her arms down, I think she could be a real threat for that top spot. I'm really interested. Hard to do predictions on this because everyone is kind of a dark horse for me, but I'm interested to see the sister duel off.
So talk to me. Who's winning this show? Nobody's picking Angela Borges, who placed 2nd last year and 3rd at the Olympia. Is that what you guys are saying? Wendy, you really don't like Angela Borges? Who's winning your show?
I like her, but she came in strong when the wellness division started. But I think she just fell behind a little bit when a lot of the girls started really developing. We were talking to Sandy about this. She was saying that wellness is an imbalance between the upper and the lower body, but it's a balance between the legs. So the whole leg development needs to be balanced. And I just feel like some of the other competitors are a little bit more balanced. If Angela Borges brought up her calves and maybe her hamstrings, she has some amazing things going for her. So who knows? I mean, she's a very impressive competitor. So I wouldn't count her out. You know what I mean? But she was, just compared to some of the other competitors, she was a little less balanced in just the lower body, symmetry. But who knows? These, with some of the magic tricks that competitors have up their sleeves, who knows what she could bring to the Arnold, right?
So
I think with Angela, she has such dominant, strong glutes that it kind
Yeah.
of, that's the first thing that people catch when they see her. But I agree with Wendy. I think she's lacking a little bit in the calves, and that overall balance compared to the other girls are just really starting to surpass her.
So, Wendy, going back to you, who's
Yeah.
winning? Who's second place?
I give the win to Rayanne. I think Cassandra gets second.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Wow. Here we have a Olympia champion women's physique on the live, Natalia Coelho. Very nice. We have actually Natalia and Jennifer Doria on the live. So thank you so much for the support. Bob, who's winning the wellness?
Well, as you know, wellness is not my forte, but I think you're going to see. I'm going to go with the underdog in this one. I'm going to say you're going to see somebody that normally isn't in the winner's circles, like somebody like this, like the Julia Chitara or this Rayanne that you mentioned. But I don't think it's going to be one of the featured names that's coming out, especially without the incumbent champ there. I will say this: I think you're going to see a very much improved Sunny Andrews come out. Now, listen, she blew it big time at the O. Okay, with the minute she came out, everything was just off. I mean, she brought something that we've never seen before, at least on her, and it really backfired big time. But I'm going to say she's back to specs. This girl tore it up the other year. I mean, she won, 3 or 4 shows, I believe. And some of them were impressive victories over a lot of these same girls. So look for her to rebound big time off the O. I think she learned her lesson, got back to specs of what was getting her in the winner's circle. And I wouldn't doubt if she either won it or came in a strong second place. But I'm going to go with the underdog in this one. I'm going to say not one of your featured people.
Okay, perfect. Flex Wheeler, who's winning this?
As my professor in police academy would say when he didn't know, I don't know. I don't even know what to look at. I'm not really great, and I'll be honest. The truth, I'm not really great in judging women. My criteria is of what I think versus what always wins or does well is always off. I'm just
Honest.
horrible at it. But I'm a huge fan of you guys. Trust me. I'm dedicated.
Very nice. Okay, Flex. If you don't want to answer, don't worry. We'll find an opportunity for you to be disliked on the internet.
My followers do not define me. So.
Okay. Let's go into the classic physique. Classic physique, where Chris Bumstead is not competing. But we have a very popular bodybuilder from Brazil. I forget his name. Bob, what is his name?
Oh, I believe it was something along the lines of Ramon. Look out, everybody. Ramon Dino.
So,
let's see how many dinosaurs pop up.
Full disclaimer. Be very careful what you say about Ramon. Your whole life could be impregnated by dinosaurs in the internet if you say anything negative about Ramon.
Well,
So,
I'm
Flex
actually,
Wheeler,
I'm going to invite it this time. Listen, Ramon Dino is going to go in there. He's going to steamroll everybody. Brazil in the house. This guy's winning the Arnold hands down. He will get competition. He's going to get pushed because Urs and this guy, you want to talk about a rivalry for the next 5 years or so, it's going to be these two guys. And Alex Cambronero, again, the guy who has done exceedingly well in the past. And if you know physiques, this guy is right up there with these two guys. If he catches them sleeping, anybody can get into that spot. But don't look for Ramon Dino to let down anytime soon. Like an old song from the 80s. Open a door, get on the floor, and everybody do the dinosaur.
okay.
I never heard of that.
Well, in second place, Bob, who do you like for second?
I got it. Well, if you're going to put Ramon in first, which clearly I am, everybody, hint, in Brazil, I got to go with Urs in second. I don't think this kid's young. He's good looking, great physique. He looks like kind of a Chris Bumstead 2.0. And I got to give a shout out to Mike Sommerfeld, who did very well at the Olympia. Again, not a name that rolls off everybody's tongue, but he tends to sneak up on you. Look for him to round out that top 4 or 5 guys.
Hey, Bob, I resent when you say good looking. Chris Cormier won a lot of bodybuilding shows. It has
Oh,
nothing
wow.
to do with being good
Yeah.
looking.
And it absolutely was not based on his looks. Trust me.
Okay,
Oh,
Chris
God.
Cormier won plenty of shows, 10 pro shows, and I mean, he's not the best looking guy in the world. But anyways, Flex Wheeler, who's winning? Don't tell me you don't know, okay?
Oh, I can
Flex?
chime in now.
Don't
Yeah.
tell me you don't know right now, okay? Lose some followers right now. Stop
I
messing
don't
around,
care
Flex
about
Wheeler.
followers. Absolutely not. I think it's going to be a hell of a fight between Dino. How do you say his name? Dino. Ramon and Urs. Urs was a little off at the Olympia when he won the Boston Pro. Man, he smashed it. He's an incredible poser. I think these guys are going to do battles for years to come.
Very cool. So you think Ramon is winning? Okay, everybody's playing safe here.
No,
but I
I
know
didn't say
Wendy
didn't say that.
Fortino, she doesn't care about those dinosaurs. Wendy, Ramon, Urs Kalachinsky here in the center. Mike Sommerfeld. Who do you like?
Well, I have to go off of my knowledge of bodybuilding. And first of all, Urs is extremely impressive, but Ramon is perfectly symmetrical. I think that Urs, because he's taller, it might take him a little bit longer to fill out his lower body, but then he'll blow everyone out of the water. Like, he's still on his way up. I think Ramon is reaching his peak right now, and he is literally perfection. I mean, I just saw the video that you put out on Olympia TV, and I was looking at his physique, and I think his waist is like smaller than most figure girls. I mean, it's just tiny waist, perfect symmetry, bubbles everywhere. His calves, his hamstrings, his quads, everything is just so there. I don't see anyone challenging him. And even though Urs is extremely impressive, it's like he's still filling out his physique. And I think in a couple years, Urs is going to blow everyone out of the water. I am bummed, though, that Brian and Chris Bumstead are not in the lineup. I was really hoping to see them. They're both fun for me to watch, and I love seeing Brian come back and challenge everybody every time. So kind of bummed not seeing those two, but Ramon and Urs are kind of just so they're just up here in my opinion on this lineup.
Camile Periat, you mentioned before the live you don't like Ramon. You think you think he shouldn't have gotten second at the Olympia. Do you stand by that?
No, I think I actually, just like everybody else, I have Ramon in first and I have Urs in second.
Okay, very nice, very nice. I'm going straight to hell in a bullet train. That's what my wife says. Okay, Bob, here we go, Bob. It is bodybuilding that we are going to speak. Bob Ciccarello, 2000, Mr. USA. He's the voice of bodybuilding. He's the athlete's representative. He's also the master of ceremony for the Arnold and for the Olympia. But more than that, 6 months prior to the Mr. Olympia, this man from Savannah, Georgia, predicted that Hadi Choopan was going to win the Arnold class, the Olympia. He said, Terrick, Hadi Choopan is going to win the Olympia. When he said that, many people doubted Bob Ciccarello. But in the end, Bob Stradamus was right. Bob Ciccarello, tell me right now, look straight in the camera, okay? I might even eliminate.
Uh-oh. So we got completely cut off. I don't know if we're still rolling. Hopefully. All I see is myself.
We're still rolling. We just want to put you in evidence.
Oh, geez.
Tell me right now, who's going to win the Arnold Classic Ohio bodybuilding? And then proceed to announce that.
This is going to be a tough one right here because we got so many variables with all these guys coming in. The two perennials, you got Big Ramy. By the way, last time Big Ramy was in the Arnold, he took third place. Guy named William Bonac won the show. And an old friend of yours, Flex Dexter Jackson, was second place. Ramy was in third. So that's the last time he sniffed an Arnold stage. Will we see another Big Ramy appearance and closer to that, or what we just saw at the Olympia? Big question there. Bonac, same thing. lost a lot of headway, 9th place at the Olympia, not what we were expecting. He's got to rebound big time. Nick Walker, the most consistent out of everybody, 3rd place at the Olympia. It seems like it's his for the taking. If I'm going to put money on it, I got to go with Nick Walker to pick up his 2nd victory. Samson and Jack. If either one of these guys nails it, okay, either one, they will win the Arnold Classic this year. If Jack is 100%, he'll win. If Samson is 100%, who's got the best physique out of everybody, he'll win this show.
Well, but Bob, sorry to interrupt you, but you just picked Nick Walker to win.
Yeah.
So you are assuming that they're not going to nail their conditioning.
Well, they haven't done it yet, and everybody knows I'm a big Samson fan. Again, I think he has the best pure physique out of everybody in that lineup, but he has yet to prove me wrong. If he nails it 100%, he walks away with this victory. If Sean Clarita comes in, I got him a little concerned for the Giant Killer. I saw an update with him just this last week, and he was up. He said he was up like, I don't know, 7 or 8 pounds, and he had a back shot, a big back lat spread. All right. This is not a good thing. I know everybody was singing his praises on there, but the worst thing he can do is to go up 5 or 6 pounds on that small frame. If he comes in boxy, forget about it. He'll be out of the complete top 5, and he won't look nearly as impressive as he did winning his 212 title at the Olympia. Sean Clarita, if he's 180 or less, he's in the top 5, and he beats a few giants. He kills a few giants along the way. If he's 7 or 8 pounds up, forget about it. They'll take him right out. Waist will be blocky. We saw that with Bonek a few years ago. Completely took him out of the running. So that's my predictions. Big Rami's going to rebound, but I don't think it's enough. Little, too late. I got to go with the one-time winner, soon to be 2, Nick Walker, the most consistent guy up there, highest placing guy at the Olympia. I think he takes his title.
And
Can
who's in
I just
second,
ask
who's
you a
in
question,
third?
Bob?
Sure.
Hold on.
If-
Who's in second? Who's in third, Bob? Real
Yeah.
quick.
Jesus. I got to go with Nick. I got to go Samson and Jack in there. Either way.
Okay. Go ahead.
What?
Flex.
So what if Rami is 100%? What if everyone's 100%? What do you?
I don't think if everybody is 100, if everybody was 100%, then I got to take Samson Dauda.
Really?
But he doesn't.
Yeah.
But let's make that very clear. He doesn't believe Samson will be 100%, and that is why he's picking Nick Walker.
Correct.
Okay. So
Yep.
these are Bob Ciccariello's picks to win the Arnold Classic. Camille Periat, I
Oh,
want
God.
your pick right
Oh.
now. Okay. You need to get some enemies in this industry, and that includes the bodybuilders.
Okay, I'm going to be completely honest here, and
Yes.
I'm not the best person to ask about this particular division. I'm going to go completely with Bob's predictions.
There you go.
And
Smart girl.
I'm not going to add anything different than the expert, Bob Stradamus.
Oh, wow. Camille.
Smart girl.
Wow.
Give her a raise,
Camille.
Eric's never going to invite me back.
I just can't believe you did that, Camille.
Yeah,
Well, she's
I
smart.
gave you some stuff on all the divisions.
No, that's true. Your dislike for Maureen was already very clear, so I give you props on that. So let's go for Wendy Fortino. Wendy Fortino, she will be different than Bob. Wendy Fortino, I want to know who are your top 3. Okay, these are Camille's picks, Nick, Simpson, and Andrew. Let's now move on to Wendy Fortino.
Okay. I want to start off by saying that one thing that I am so grateful that I've had the opportunity to do is see how these guys look in person, because a lot you can't see through photos. And the thing that, to Bob's point with Samson Dauda, like I've seen his physique in person and he has this fullness that is such quality that you might look at photos and say that he's a little bit more narrow than some of the other competitors, or maybe his shape isn't, but his level of conditioning and the quality is something out of this world. So I do think if he stands out with all those bubbles and all that full muscle, and in person, his look is very hard to compete with. But, I do think that Andrew jacked. His physique reminds me the most of Flex Wheeler in his prime. He has that shape and that symmetry, and it just flows. But we haven't seen him at his peak. if he peaks and he is popping and he can challenge Samson on conditioning, I think he is going to be, I mean, he has the genetics, he has the whole thing. When genetics matches hard work and the conditioning just right, it's like boom. And that's kind of where I feel Andrew Jack is, I think Akeem is a wild card. He's a really great competitor. Justin Rodriguez, we saw him improve his shoulders at the Olympia. They were looking a little bit off before, I think, and then he improved. And so Justin Rodriguez is always a strong contender. In terms of placings, Nick Walker, he set the precedent last year, and then he took third at the Olympia. So he's going to be hard to beat on size. And he also brings good conditioning. So even if someone like Samson has got the fullness, Nick Walker has the size, right? So Nick Walker, I think Samson Dauda, and Andrew Jack is my wild card for third because he is hopefully going to come in at his best. Is that different than your prediction?
That's absolutely the same thing that Bob Chicarilla said.
Really? I didn't even.
These girls are the best, Terrick. The best.
Well, what
was
is
trying
wrong
to go
with
off
you
of my
people?
own ideas, and I'm not thinking about his, and it just so happens to be the same ones. But
Well, the truth shall set you free, girl. Don't apologize for nothing. You got it right.
That was really good.
I'm losing subscribers right now with all this politically
and I'm
correctness.
gaining them. This is great.
Okay. Flex, I know you won't let me down. This is the stage you know better than anybody. By the way, Flex Wheeler will receive a Lifetime Achievement Award from the hands of Arnold Schwarzenegger on stage. So that will be an emotional moment.
Hercules.
Gosh. Thanks for making me laugh. I feel better now.
But Flex, go ahead and give me your top three at the Arnold.
So it's not agreeing with Bob. It's just that it's right. So if you would have let any of the others go first, it would have been the same thing. But what I will say that the Giant Killer is going to upset some people. That's what I'm going to say. Yep. I think he's going to give a battle for the top three, and I think he's going to upset some people. He's almost like Mr. Consistent, like Nick. That's going to be a beautiful trade-off. But the other reason why I'm agreeing is, it's like Janet Jackson said, and then Ronnie Coleman always, what have you done lately? So, right. we can't do all this all the time, this what if, right? Because what if anything? What if the Giant Killer grew 7 inches and put on 3 months? So you can't what if all the time, right?
And he would be Samson Dauda.
Yeah, definitely. Agreed. But it's Nick is just, I've seen him in a gym, his determination. And I think he still doesn't feel that he's got the respect that he deserves, even crushing people and coming in third place at the Olympia this year. So I think it's his to lose. But I will say that the Giant Killer is going to upset some people. I don't think he's going to be off. I think he's going to be crisp and clean. And that's just going to be a sight to see, because it really shouldn't be judged on height, right? Even though it does take as I always would say, it takes longer to build a 2-story house than a 1-story, right? But when that 2-story house is built, it's beautiful, right? But that's what I think. I do think the Giant Killer is going to upset some people. I don't think he's going to be off. I think he's going to surprise the hell out of a lot of people, and I think that might be a segue into going into the Olympia in the open class.
So you're agreeing. Go ahead, Bob.
I was just going to say, Flex, I don't think he's not going to be off in terms of conditioning. This kid's he's gold when it comes to showing up in shape. My only concern for him is if he went up 5-6 pounds on his frame, it's huge. Now, the problem I see with that is he's kind of maxed out. He's not the widest guy. He doesn't have, Derek Lunsford, style shoulders, right? If he's up 5-6 pounds, Flex, my worry is that he looks boxy and it takes away from exactly what makes him him.
I agree. He's 5 or 6 pounds now, but he hasn't cut water. And I think when that happens, he's going to shrink down and show us what he's really got, like he's always have. So again, I agree with you 100%. I just don't see that happening. I think his team is aware of what he should do. And you know what? why change something that's always worked for you? I never got it.
Agreed.
And a lot of time in our sport, we think that you have to get better and better and better. And there's occasion where some people come on stage and they are at their best the first time you see it, and they make that mistake and think that they got to get better and better. That was my huge mistake. You know, argumentatively, 93 was one of my best years, and I was told, and champions who were winning were bigger than me, which made me think, oh, I got to get bigger. Huge mistake. I don't think he's going to make that mistake.
Very nice, very nice.
Do I get your
you
approval,
guys?
Terrick?
No, you guys all agree. But
Sorry.
I probably lost about thousands of subscribers here because my goal is to create conflict between you guys, but you guys are on the same page. I respect that. I have to respect. Today I take a loss. That's fine. That's fine. I take a loss. No, you don't win every single time. And today I lost, America, and I'll try better next time. My name is Terrick Guindy. Go ahead, Bob.
Champions aren't determined by their victories. Champions are defined by their ability to overcome obstacles and still win.
And
Champions are defined that when they lose, they're still a champion, and they greet and give the other person that respect.
I give you guys respect for beating me down today. I will come back, America, from this defeat. I was not able to create conflict, hatred, and resentment among them. But next Wednesday, once the results are out, I promise you, America, I will embarrass and put every single one of them in a very awkward situation. My name is Terrick Guindy with the Mr. Olympia, with the great host, Bob Cicherillo, with Olympian athlete, Camile Periat, Olympian athlete, Wendy Fortino, and the legend himself, Flex Wheeler. Next Wednesday, we're going to have a live and check all the results. We'll see you next time.